Hello and welcome. I am Scrapperlock and this is City of Heroes. We're on the private server Everlasting with our scrapper Silver Phoenix. And I've got some contacts now in Brickstown, including this guy who is Gordon Stacy, and he's got a story arc for me right out of the bat, right out of the gate. They call me the Doctor. I've been hearing rumblings on the internet about a new hacker called the Doctor. This Doctor seems to be very anti-Cray, taking responsibility for attacks on the Cray servers and posting some very amusing stories about Countess Cray on the various news sites. The Doctor hasn't caused any real damage yet, but I think it's only a matter of time before the Cray themselves decide to get involved. I was hoping you could put on your investigation cap and check this one out for me. When the Cray start looking for this hacker, it could get messy. Yep, and the Cray are bad guys, so we know that's true. Also in this zone, we have Colleen Nelson, who we've done, and we want to take a mission from her because we're trying to get into one of her story arcs. So let's call her up. And she has the council's battles of the city. The combat operation is to fight them on the streets, which we're not doing. I don't like street hunting, but did you read the article about the council in yesterday's Paragon Free Press? Not too flattering. It brought up a number of incidents the council would rather keep quiet. I'd like you to protect the Free Press office from the council, and this is a time mission, so we're going to have to do that one right away. And then there's actually a timed one from Stephen Sheridan, who's the other guy in this zone. But let's go ahead and do this time mission, and then we'll get off and do the story arc. And hopefully this mission will give me the chance to get Colleen's story arc as well. We're now hopping past, we're in stealth mode, because this is a prison yard, and there's a lot of aggro in here. We're now hopping past the Ziggurat. That's this big giant building here. And that's the super prison. It's kind of like Alcatraz, or if you ever played the game Champions, Stronghold. And by Champions, I'm talking about the pen and paper game. I don't know that much about the online game, or what did Marvel used to call it? The Vault or something. In the real world, Alcatraz. So the Ziggurat is kind of the predominant feature. It's like a quarter of the entire zone. And I don't know if there are any story arcs actually that are involved in where they're actual going in and doing missions in the Ziggurat. I don't recall any, but I could be wrong. Anyway, so what we're doing is we're trying to get into as many of the 30 story arcs as possible. I've had a bit of a think about doing the Architect Entertainment. One of the issues we have to make sure we avoid is if we get too close to leveling, but I really don't want to outlevel these story arcs. So what I want to do is see how many beads I get from a couple of standard missions, and we'll just see. If I think that's going to push us to the next level, which it might, by doing 5 or 6 of them, we might just do these first, and then we get to level 37 or 38. If we finish most of our contacts at that point, then we can go ahead and do the Architect missions and figure out how many XP per minute we get from missions of each notoriety level. And again, that's not to say that every mission is that way, because different missions take different amounts of time, but we're just going to be doing kind of a generic mission like this, where everything is... So 5 body booby traps to disarm, and I hear one. We're trying to do some just sort of standard missions where we know that that it's the same across all 5 or 6 missions, right? So the only thing different is the notoriety level, and just see what's the relative difference between fighting purples, fighting reds, fighting oranges, fighting blues, and so on. Okay, so we took that guy out. Now I heard a glowy on the other side of the room, which is probably the bomb. Let's see if we can see it from here. There's bad guys up there. And there's a file cabinet. Maybe that's a booby trap? I don't know. Let's go on up here and see. They saw me. Okay, hang on. I thought I heard a noise. You know, like a gun being drawn. Always like to knock them down. Originally, by the way, Dragon's Tail did knock back, not knock down. So you'd come into a middle of a group of enemies, do the spin kick and they'd all go flying. Oh, I didn't need to... Gosh, it didn't... It was instant. I clicked on it and it disarmed it? That's weird. It didn't make me wait through a progress bar, which glowies usually make you do. It's a little strange that I would be able to disarm it that instantaneously. Like this. No progress bar? That's weird. Just click. And now there's only 2 booby traps. That's a little strange. You can see that our notoriety has definitely been set back to the +1 that it's supposed to be. Oh, I'm lucky I did not get seen by these guys when I clicked on that desk, because I didn't even notice them here. That was a bad job. I should have looked more carefully. I mean, not that it matters much. As you can see, they're not able to do much to me, other than slow me down a little bit because of the stupid ice bullets. No rezzing to worry about. These guys aren't the freak shows, so they're not going to wake back up. Try to get in the middle for the knockdown. There we go. Oh, missed him. There we go. Looks good. Nothing in here. No more booby traps. Let's see what happens over here. I hear another glowy, but let's take these guys out first. Takes them out. Are these the only booby traps? Okay, now defeat all agents. Okay. So just gotta beat the last guys who are probably up here. Those are really cool sounding guns. I like them a lot. And that's it. Mission over. That was a really short mission. We got an orange recipe. By the way, I sold a few recipes. We got an orange recipe. I sold a few salvage. We have, gosh, we have 45. I have 74 recipes. I need to get rid of some of this stuff, like the fly. At this point, anything below level 40 I really don't need. So I'm going to do some of that off screen. I did sell some salvage, including one that sold for like 450,000. It was an orange one, but I just had to start getting rid of stuff. A lot of the problem with the salvage is a lot of the white and yellow stuff is stuff I need for recipes, like inventions that I want, like level 40 accuracy and stuff. So, alright, let's see. Let's talk to her. And no story arc from her. So, now we want to rescue a district attorney from the Guns Archive. I'm going to leave her alone. Let's go ahead and do our story arc mission, which is to locate the hacker before the Cray can. And that is in Fault Line. And how lucky for us, we are right here in this same area where we get to Fault Line. Right there is Fault Line. So we can just head right over there. Yeah, so I'm still trying to get as many story arcs as I can. So let's see, what did we get for this mission? We got about 1/3 of a bead. That's not that much. I might be able to do these architect missions before I level. It might be worth trying. And that was even with some patrol XP going on, because whenever you log out, you get patrol XP whether you want it or not. Because I don't. I wish there was a way to turn that off. So let's go ahead and do this mission. And then I will probably break and I will try doing some Architect Entertainment. I think there's an AE right here, so we can just go right in there. And I'm going to record it. I don't know if I'm going to record every single mission, because it's going to be the same thing 6 times in a row. I'll probably record the whole thing, but maybe I'll just do a sped up version of it or something so you can see the difference as we level up, or maybe just show like the first room or first hallway. It's in a warehouse. I'll just show sort of the first little bit of it, and this way, so now we're trying to locate the doctor and have to unlock 2 doors. But basically show you like the same hallway 4 or 5 times, so you can see the difference between blue, white, yellow, red, and purple cons and so forth. Oh wow, look at that. Red Lieutenant right here. I thought this guy was a Cray tank. I was like, what? Pick this guy here, but he's just a scientist, so we'll just knock him over. And this guy, missed him. Wow, missed him a lot. Being debuffed equals Claude Disorient Cray Cryo Rifle. That's debuffing me a little bit. There's usually more than one spawn in this room. Oh, and I forgot to take off Super Jump again. I really need to change the color of that just so that I don't know if I would notice it though, to be honest, with the other 3 toggles I have running. I guess I'm going to have to test that and see. And that takes care of him. Anybody else in here? So I need to locate the hacker before Cray can. Well, I'm going about as fast as I can. Critted him, but didn't knock him over. That's really funny, doing a critical knockdown, but he doesn't get knocked down. And this is really interesting. So on the help channel, they're talking about whether the death from below trial is working correctly or bugged or not. I don't know. It's weird because I know a lot of people who've been leveling up in it, so it's a little strange that others are saying it's bugged, but I've never actually played it, so I don't know much about it, other than that it's a sewers-like trial. And I guess you fight hydras or something in there, some kind of like sewer creatures. Radiologist, found him. That's excellent. Get rid of the researcher. It's strange that there was only 2 of them. That's an unusual spawn. Click that. This time we are getting a progress bar. It's really odd that in the previous mission we didn't. Okay, so we found a clue, and the clue is a key. So we found a key. These are just dead ends. Just painting the map in so I know I've been everywhere. And then we open this door, and that door. And looky here, there's somebody right here. Okay, I'm gonna take out this guy. Wow, one-shotted him. Critical strikes, that's what I like. Now let's see if we can crit this guy. Yes. Once at least. Wow, even with the crits he took a lot of damage. He had a lot of damage resistance there to smashing, it looks like. Or maybe just in general. Very nice, very nice. It is nice not to have to worry about whether they're going to res and stand around and wait for them. Health bar's holding up really well. And now we go to the 3rd level. So we're going to need to find another key, I think. Or did we find both keys already? Thought it said to locate 2 keys, but I only remember finding 1. Now the medics we gotta get rid of right away. Takes care of him with Focus Chi, that's nice. Oh, look at that, we critted both of them. That is awesome. That is so cool. This is probably the other key. It was a news site bookmarked by this computer's browser. We got a clue. So we got 2 keys. You can never find me. Short message on the computer. Am I in the warehouse? Yes and no. I can see you in there, though. And I'm sure you've seen my enemies as well. One thing is certain, however, you will never find me there. But it's also the best place to look for me, or rather, who I was. So there's some sort of a riddle. So I have the feeling this guy is inside the computers, and his body is in the warehouse, or the lab, whatever this is, but he's actually inside the computer, kind of like Arnim Zola in the Captain America 2 movie, the Winter Soldier, where he had been turned like into a computer and his brain had been downloaded into data banks. Well, this is an over aggro. And unfortunately now I'm being slowed, which is bad. Let's try to do an AoE here and knock some guys down, that's good. Get rid of the scientist. Get rid of this guy. Yeah, the energy melee seems to hit me a lot more than... Look at that, he's just constantly hitting me. What is his chance to hit me? He had a 19% chance to hit me, and he's just hitting me over and over again. So any more bad guys? Doesn't look like it. And my guess is the hacker is inside this computer. Inside one of them. Let's see. Or is on the internet now, actually. So we got a clue there. The computer has various news sites bookmarked. Checking through it, they seem to be about Dr. Carol Friedkin, an elderly female scientist who had worked for Craig Industries until recently. The last one is most troubling and describes her body showing up in the sewers of Paragon 5 months after her disappearance. And also we find that this computer seems to have classified Cray documents on it. There's a file called Cray Patient Application for Memory Transference Device. Looks eerily similar to another one labeled Patient Application for Memory Downloading Process. The second one was never filed and belongs to Dr. Carol Friedkin. So yeah, I bet she was downloaded into these computers. And she's on the internet now. And another clue. Greetings from the great beyond. So we approach the computer, there's a message that appears. What was it like? I can't really say. What is this? Is this a one issue? The Doctor's Ally badge. Okay, hopefully this isn't like a one mission story arc. What was it like? I really can't say. I live now in an artificial world of my own making. I'm not old anymore. And I'm much more focused. So many little things you miss, though. I'm just glad I was able to escape them in the first place. You're a dear. But don't worry about me. They can't catch me. With the knowledgeable friends like Executable Number 6, I can fight against the Cray's plans. And oh, do they have plans? Don't trust the Protectors, my friend. I think that's why I was murdered in the first place. So this is pretty cool. So I'd forgotten all about this, but it seems like this character is now like living in the internet, which is awesome. So now we're gonna go back to Gordon Stacy. So we gotta head north. It's quite foggy here. What do we got for? Got a bunch of enhancements I gotta sell. Whoops, I went down too far. Alright guys, I'm gonna go turn this in later. I wanna go ahead and do some messing around in Architect Entertainment, so I'm gonna record that as a separate episode, and I'll be back with this regular stream in the future.